special edition of the JANHA show. Hello and welcome to special edition of the JANHA show. I'm your host, Mrs. JANHA. On our special edition today, I've been so lucky to have this amazing, talented, beautiful young lady on the show today. She's known as Debbie Yambala. Debbie Yambala is also known as Debbie the Drummer.
For like a year or 2 years and all that. But for me, I think at that point, I was like, you know what, drumming will always be a part of me. Even once I go to college, once I finish high school or whatever it is, drumming will still be there. Yeah. So, yeah.
She's from Zambia and now lives in the States. Welcome on the show, Debbie.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. There's a lot of viewers out there that are watching the show don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So Debbie is a drummer, I guess. I grew up in Zambia, Lusaka, the capital city. I come from a family of five of us, 2 boys and 3 girls.
Wow.
Who mostly raised me. My brothers and sisters raised me and my mother. I lost my dad when I was 2 years old, and it was a bit hard, but yeah, I've made it through life and I'm here today.
I'm so sorry to hear, because I know how important it is, you know, growing up in Africa where you have both of your parents, and it's just so unfortunate you never have to, you know, to experience that. Yeah. I'm really, really sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, let's talk about you,
Okay.
you know, known as a drummer. Why drumming out of all the professions?
I know most people say that. I mean, even when I was growing up, most people said when I was learning how to play drums, because I mean my desire for drums started as early as 11 years old, 12 years old. Yeah. Most people said, why don't you learn the keyboard or the bass or
something,
the violin,
right?
something more feminine?
Yeah.
But for me, I guess it was just drums. I fell in love with drums the moment I saw drums, and I just wanted to learn how to play drums. I went for it.
Why is it so important for you to learn how to play drum?
For me, I think it was important. One of the other reasons it was important is because my mom is a pastor.
Oh, wow.
And she always infused in us to always do something in the church, you know, pick something that you can do, either ushering, either sing in the choir. And all my brothers and sisters used to do something in the church.
Oh, wow.
My other drummer was also, my other brother was also a drummer. And so my sister used to sing in the choir. So I guess I just found myself at the musicians, at the band, and I decided to do that.
It's like a family full of talented people.
Yeah.
Wow, what a blessing. What a blessing. So do you feel like you really had to play to drum, or you felt, was it something that was enforced to you, or you just felt like you know what, out of everything, this is my passion, this is what I'm gonna do?
It wasn't really forced. I felt like I just felt that need to do something in the church, to find a place, so to say, and rather than just sitting in the pew and all that. Maybe because my other brothers and sisters all had their places. My sister was in the choir, my other sister was ushering, my other brother was in the band, and for me, I was like, what can I do? You know what I mean? And then it's just fortunate that I loved music. I fell in love with music, and drumming is what I decided to do. And I went for it.
It's so inspiring, you know, at the age of 11, you knew what you wanted to do and you're so passionate about it and you are so amazingly great at it. You know, going through your Facebook profile and also watching your YouTube channel, you have to subscribe. This girl here, she is a talented superstar. You know, it's just very... Walk us through your first time when you started, the first day of you know.
I think it was, I was pretty much unnoticed because, again, I'm a self-taught drummer. So it's not like I had a teacher or a tutor show me how to do stuff. I pretty much had to watch, observe, and learn through that. And I think the first time I ever played in church, I remember that clearly. I played in the second service, which isn't usually packed. It was, you know, just a few people there. And I actually played because there was no other drummer to play. The drummer had to leave early, so they had no drummers. So I just went on the drums and I sat there and I just did what I could. And to me, I think it was terrible, but most people were like, okay, so you can hold down a beat. And from there, people were like, okay, so from that day, I think that's when people knew me and said, okay, so that little girl wants to learn how to play drums.
11?
Yeah.
Where was your mother?
My mom was, I think, somewhere probably outside greeting guests or something like that. But yeah, she knew me. I mean, most of my family knew my passion about drums before everybody else did. Because, I mean, I would play drums at the dinner table and make noise, and my brothers and sisters would be like, "You're making noise!" And
it was annoying because it was making noise now.
So my family knew about it before everyone else did.
Wow, that is so amazing. Walk me through, you know, looking at your Facebook profile, I see you get a lot of support from your country.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really, really nice. I mean, I'm humbled by it, and I'm also grateful. You know, it's most people say it's hard to get recognition and support from your home.
True.
And I'm happy and I'm grateful that people back home support me. They've been very supportive. My friends, my family. People that watch my videos and just even inbox me and just tell me, you know what, I love what you're doing, keep doing it, and it's encouraging.
It's very, very fascinating. And also, you know, looking at your profile on Facebook, because I'm obsessed, I gotta tell you that. Featured in quite a few magazines back home. A newspaper or magazine? Newspapers.
Yeah.
Something that you were featured or actually you are that explodedly known?
Yeah, I think most people who come, I mean, sometimes I play when I'm back home in Zambia. I play at a restaurant, or people actually, the last newspaper that I featured in, the Daily Mail, he contacted me through Facebook.
How big is the Daily Mail back home?
It's big. It's one of the biggest. Yeah, it's one of the biggest.
I can tell because I'm seeing comments. I'm seeing, you know, it's so humbling. Yeah, I can imagine for you as young as you are.
It is, and it's just great. I mean, now with social media, it really helps. It helps putting you out there, you know, and most people inbox me and saying, you know what, I'm from this place. Can you play drums for me? Or I want to work with you. Or can I feature you in this show and in this newspaper? And it's awesome.
Well, and we're sitting here today.
Exactly.
I saw you, I was blown away. I was like, what? Because, you know, back home, that's actually is something that men does. I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah.
You know, where when it comes to drumming, the hard work is always men. The women are, you know, the violin, like you say, you know, the singing part. And one of your videos where they actually were singing, the music is on, but I saw you drumming at the back. Do you already have those rhythm made already, or you just kind of go with the flow, depending on what's going on?
Yeah, usually I go with the flow, depending on what's going on. Wow. I mean, in Africa, we again, I mean, we don't really go to music school and all that. We usually just learn how to play drums from the church. And I mean, the first rhythms you probably learn how to play are how to play worship and these African songs, you know what I mean? So those are the first rhythms you grasp. And then after that, I think the way you develop your drumming is that you just play by ear. So mostly I play by ear. If it's a song I don't know, I'll just listen to it, I'll catch the tempo, I'll catch the rhythm, and I'll think, okay, what beat could go with this song
That moment.
at that moment, and I'll go with it. And
Talk
that's
about creative mind.
yeah.
Because wow, carry on.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've come to realize that people appreciate a lot here, because in New York, I mean, you join a band, you're gonna have music, sheet of music. You're gonna have to read it and memorize. You're gonna have to have time to put it in your head. But most people are like, okay, can you play the song? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, do you need the music? And I'm like, no, I play by ear. And sometimes I play, and the person is like, okay, can you not play like that? Can you play like this? And I'm like, okay. And I play like that. And sometimes people are like, okay, we've never really played this song like that, but we like the way you play it. So I think the rhythm, the African rhythm, has been infused upon me. So I use that a lot.
It's just amazing, just knowing that you can just walk in a nightclub or a venue, the music is playing, people are singing, and Debbie comes in. Debbie comes with her drums,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, Debbie just hitting in the rhythm.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really inspiring.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not a musician, I know nothing about music, so talented people like yourself just gives me like inspiration and a reason to really look forward to. It's gonna get better because you are taking it to another level. So tell me, your family, how do they feel about you drumming?
I think they're very
Well,
proud.
how do they receive it? Coming from the baby, 11 year old.
Yeah.
Like, I know, coming from Africa, I'm the oldest out of my 6 siblings. If I see my 11-year-old sister like in a church, I'm just saying, drumming, I'm like, what? Mom, did you see her? What? She's too young.
Yeah.
Like, that's how overprotective I can be. So how was your siblings and your mother reacted to knowing that you are actually good at what you're doing and this is what you want to do?
Yeah. I think at the beginning it was pretty much annoying for them. And I mean, how siblings annoy you anyway. They make noise, they do that.
Especially the young ones, the
Exactly,
younger ones.
exactly. So it was pretty much just annoying. Like, Debbie, can you just stop? You're making noise. Mom, Debbie's making noise. And all that. But they embraced it, you know what I mean? There was never a point they told me, no, you can't do this. Or, no, don't do this. Or, why don't you pick a different instrument? It was just, what, you're making noise. You're annoying. But as time went by, I think they saw how serious it was for me. Because, I mean, before I was a kid. And I'm sure it was just like, maybe she'll get over it. Maybe it'll pass or no. But as it got serious and as they saw how serious it was for me, they were very encouraging. They inspired me to do more. And that was really nice. Having their support and all that was really nice.
Well, as you're still young, but just at what point did you realize that? You know what? I know you were 11 when you started. At what point did you realize that? You know what? As of today, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
I think by the time I was 20 years old, I knew that, this is for me, and it'll always be a part of me, no matter what. Sometimes you start something and you think, I'm only going to do this for like a year or 2 years and all that. But for me, I think at that point, I was like, drumming will always be a part of me. Even once I go to college, once I finish high school or whatever it is, drumming will still be there. Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What are some of your greatest moments?
My greatest moments, I think for me, my greatest moments would be, I would say, when I got the opportunity to travel to Sweden. Yes.
So you went to Europe?
Yes, I went to Europe with the Zambian choir, the Catholic choir. They were looking for a drummer to travel with. They were invited there to do some original songs, and they were looking for a drummer to travel with. And it's funny, but there was one of the members in the choir once saw me playing somewhere, and he got my details and all that. And then months later, like 8 months later, he called me And he's like, I used to play drums. And I'm like, yeah, I still play drums. He's like, are you available? And I'm like, yeah, I'm available. He's like, what do you think about traveling to Sweden just to play? I was like, you play kind of thing. I was like, you can't be serious. And he's like, no, I really want you to travel with us. And I was like, okay. I just left it at that. I was like, okay, no problem, I'll do it. And a week later, he calls me. He's like, okay, so we have rehearsals on these days and these days. And then that's when I was like, okay, so this is really happening.
Wow.
And it was amazing for me being there and the kind of exposure I got. That was the first time I traveled abroad out of Africa and seeing other musicians. There were a lot of American musicians there. And it was amazing.
Oh, wow.
I was overwhelmed. It was awesome. It was a very good experience.
Oh my goodness, that is so humbling.
Yeah,
you know, as young as you are.
Yeah.
So you know, let's talk about your inspiration. Every time Debbie wakes up in the morning, you know that you have like an event to do, or you have like a place you need to be, or you have to go to church to play drum. What is one thing you do every time when you wake up in the morning, the day of your events? Or you just wake up in the morning and be like, I'm Debbie, I'm good, I got this. You know, because it's you are a star.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And you maintaining that stardom by being consistent in what you're doing. So, which is really amazing. So tell us.
Thank you.
So I would love to hear that too.
Thank you. I think especially the days when I have an event or a gig or something like that, I try and do some rudiments. I try and do some exercises just to warm up my mind. And I mean, I don't take, each and every opportunity I get to be on the drum set, I don't take it lightly. I always take it as a stepping stone to taking me further. I always take it as an opportunity that's going to take me somewhere else. You know, I see it as a door that's opening to take me elsewhere. So even if it's a small gig, even if I'm playing just at church, I always reflect on that. And a few of my inspirations, I really want to be good at what I do. I don't just want to do it for the sake of. I just don't want to do it for the sake of. Thank you so much. And I think that is what inspires me to always be better. I always want to be better. I want to improve. I want to do things differently. I want to be precise in the way I do things. And I think that's what inspires me to always keep going.
That's amazing. You know, coming from a church-going family as yours, very Christian background, the mother being a pastor, you know, how does that resonate with you and drumming?
I think it's very different, actually, I would say, with other musicians. Because for me, growing up in church and playing drums in church, it's pretty much, drumming is a gift that God gave
you. Yes.
Yeah. Despite the fact that I have to practice, despite the fact that I have to work on it and sharpen my skill, it's a gift that God gave me, and I do see and recognize that. And with that said, back home, when God gives you a gift, you always want to give back, and you always want to use your gift.
Amen.
You know, and you don't want to sit on it or hide it. And again, you don't want to be too cheeky with it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be stingy with it. If people most of the time approach me and say, can you teach me how to play or teach me something? Or churches say, we're inviting you to our church. Can you just come play a service, a youth service, to inspire the youth and to inspire women? I can't be like, are you going to pay me? You know what I mean, all the time. Yes, of course I have expenses that need to be covered as well. But the first thing that I always think and remember is I need to remember who gave me the gift. And usually when to me, it's all about ministry and reaching out to people and using my gift in that sense. So when it comes to the two being infused, I think that's where I can say it's been different. Because, most musicians who just have the music and not the church aspect, like, okay, I'm going to use my gift to make money, and that's just it. So you invite them you say, can you come to church and inspire young people, or it won't cost you anything, or we'll give you something for your accommodation, whatnot. They'll say no, because to them it's all about money. But I think with the church aspect, which I'm very thankful for, and the upbringing that I've had, I think I try and use my gift as well, to benefit others. And
as young as you are, you were very humble. and
Thank
you're
you.
very, very down to earth. Do you consider yourself a role model?
Not really, but I think I do in a sense. I think a role model mostly to women.
Mm-hmm.
Most people tell me, drumming isn't really a feminine. I think because drumming is usually considered to be a feminine, not a feminine
True.
instrument, and most people even up to now still tell me, "How do you do it?" I mean, because it's like throwing yourself to compete with guys, and those are the people that I compete with. But so in that sense, most people say, you know what, we're proud of you for doing that, and you inspire me. And I try and encourage youths and women especially to. I mean, if there's something you want to do, something that you're good at, don't hold back just because of your gender and all that. If you're good at it, go for it and do it. And I think that's one area that I've tried to inspire and encourage the youths and women.
Do you feel pressured sometimes?
I do. I do feel pressured sometimes, and pressured in the sense that I think sometimes I pressure myself more.
So you consider yourself you are your biggest critic?
Yes, I consider myself my biggest critic because I mean I don't want to. I think I do that because I don't want to fall in the trap of I'm a female drummer. So even if I'm not as good, I'm good just because I'm a female drummer. I try not to fall in that trap because I mean I've had people. I think the worst comment or the worst thing anyone can tell me is that you're good. You know, for a girl, you're good. To me, that's like what?
Isn't that something else?
Yeah. So to me, I want to be good. I want to compete with the male.
I gotta
as well. I
tell
want to
you,
compete
you
with the
are
guys.
killing it. You're
you.
doing such an amazing, such a phenomenal job.
Thank
You know, like without seeing your face, you can. There's no gender. You know, thinking that's a woman or a man when you're behind the drum. Because I see Debbie is like zone.
Thank
You know, do you sometimes feel like where you like
Yeah.
everything is quiet,
Yeah.
it's just Debbie?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
I gotta
moments.
tell you, it comes across really, really well.
Thank you. Thank
Talk
you.
to me about your sense of style.
A sense of style.
I love how you dress up. You
Thank
like you remind me of a rock star.
Thank you.
You know your hairstyle, the way you come across, the way
Yeah.
you dress, and the way your demeanor. Tell me a little bit about your sense of style.
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't even know how it came about, but I think from as early as when I graduated high school, I've just been into. I mean, I try not to. I don't know, look like everybody else. I guess I just have my own thing going on, and yeah, I love it. I like to when I dress. I like to be free in what I'm wearing. I know some people say fashion beats weather, or you have to kill yourself and wear heels and look a certain way, even if it hurts you. But for me, I like to be comfortable. I like to feel good about the way I'm dressed, and yeah.
Back home in Africa, how does your friends feel about it?
My friends in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're very supportive. Definitely very supportive. They've always inspired me to put myself out there. I mean, most of the gigs that I usually get when I'm in Africa, in Zambia, are based on word of mouth. People are like, "We heard about you from so and so," or "So and so was talking about you. This friend was talking about you," and I think most of them are encouraged by it. They feel like I took a huge step in taking drums and being a drummer, and yeah, they inspire me to keep going. And they encourage
So
me.
you coming from Africa now living in New York City, what have changed about Debbie since you moved here?
I think what has definitely changed. Well, let's see. I think my view and aspect of drums. I think when you're in Africa, I think you're only as good as what you're exposed to.
Sure.
Whatever you take is what you're able to give out. And for me, I think moving here to New York has broadened my mind, meeting different musicians, great people and all that. It's just inspired me to be better, and it's shown me that I can actually, I can actually strive to be better in the way I'm playing, I'm actually trying to learn how to read music now.
Oh
drums
wow!
music.
How is that going about?
It's hard, but you know it's
No,
good.
you're naturally gifted.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like why do I have to go to school when I'm already good at
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
I know how to do this, but again, it's
Yeah.
like a requirement.
Yeah, it's like a requirement. So if using that and the background aspect I have from Africa, and if using the aspect I have here in New York, I think it's going quite well so far. And also, I mean, I always like to go by the saying, to him who much is given, much is required.
Amen.
So being here, I feel like it requires me to raise the standard a little and be better. I mean, I don't have a choice now. That's how I see it, because I've been exposed to all this. So I just have to be better, and I have to give more as well.
Is there anything that you wish you've done differently? Any regrets? Starting drumming?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I would say I wish that I started earlier.
11? What's word that you want to tell our viewers out there? And especially, where can we get in contact with Debbie? For example, after watching this video, if you feel like you need her to perform for you or your service, how do we get in touch with Debbie?
Okay, I have a Facebook page, so they can like my page, inbox me, follow me.
I love your page name, Debbie the Drummer.
Yep, Debbie
that
the Drummer.
That is so epic.
Thank you so much. So they can email me as well from there, Debbie the Drummer. Wherever they are, I mean, I have people that inbox me from Ghana, South Africa, fellow drummers, who are saying, hey, whenever you're in Africa, pass by, or we should do something together. And that's really nice, to get a scope from everywhere, and it's awesome. So they can inbox me. People ask me for lessons. I do give
Do you
lessons.
also offer lessons?
Yes, I do. I do offer lessons, depending on the level that they're at and all that. And yeah, I do gigs as well. So there's a lot of drum covers that I want to be posting on social media as well, Facebook,
iCloud.
Yeah, iCloud, YouTube, and just so people can download this stuff and even stuff that I've worked on and all that. So I am working on that. Hopefully I'll get it done.
That's beautiful. Debbie, it's just so humbling to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Is there any last word that you want to tell our viewers out there that are watching the show? Anything, any last word of wisdom, as knowledgeable and as young as you are, you know, anything that you can tell them, maybe will get inspired. So
I think the first thing I would say is whenever you start something, you remain humble and you remain focused as well. Don't really rush or get frustrated, because I mean, there are moments I've got frustrated a lot. I've had a lot of moments where I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna quit. Especially when you're learning, and you get criticisms. A lot of people, like, you're playing at a gig or a concert, and you're playing drums, and you're not really playing well. So another drummer comes and tells you, move. Yeah, that's happened a lot, especially when I was learning how to play.
Oh my god!
But I mean, you have to keep going. You have to pick yourself up, keep going, and that should encourage you to do better. Encourage you to practice. That encouraged me to practice and prove people wrong. I mean, get the music. I think, with African music, I'm in love with African music. Like I said, I listen to almost a lot of African music. Ethiopian music, Nigerian music.
Very diverse.
Yes, Congolese music. And I mean, maybe because I'm a musician, so I try and listen to everything. But I mostly love the artists and the bands that have stuck to their roots. Being in New York, you'd expect me to only be hearing about the blues and the jazz and all that. But house and all that. But a lot of people are actually in love with the African vibe as well. There's just something about African music, the rhythm, the tempo, that's very, very different. And I think I personally would like to encourage African artists to also stick to their roots. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. African music is beautiful. They should embrace it.
Literally just get up and just the body just moves.
It's crazy. And there are a few artists who want to go hip hop or R&B, and they try it, and for some of them it works for them. But I think I'd like to encourage those African artists. I mean, you don't have to do that, because already African music, it's rich. It's rich, and they should just stick to it and stick to what you're good at, I would say.
Well, Debbie, on that note, I want to personally thank you so much for coming on the show. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What is this?
So this is just a stick.
I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. This is just a stick bag. It's a stick bag that I usually use when I'm going to play gigs and all that.
So you go with your own stick?
I go with my own stick.
Let me see how it looks like.
Yeah. So I have different kinds of sticks. That's like a 7A.
So this is like,
yeah, that's like a 7A.
oh my god, it's so cool.
Yeah, I even have my notes.
Wow.
I have a gig this Thursday tomorrow actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You should invite us to one of your gigs so we can come there and cover it for you.
Yeah,
and what is this one?
Those are sticks that I use to practice. They're slightly thicker than the sticks I actually use.
So which one? How
and
do you call
heavier.
this?
These ones are 5B. The size is 5B.
So what is this?
This is just a practice pad that I usually use.
Can you hit something for us?
Yeah, sure. I usually use this for my rudiments. So I just practice my exercises. I just get it all done and all that, which is fun.
Wow. Let me see how that feels.
Yeah.
You know, my first time trying something with a real drummer. Let me see. I want to hit you.
It's alright.
Oh my god, it's like vibrating. Oh my god, this is so amazing. I want to break his stuff. Wow, real feel.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Debbie.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's so humbling, and you know, keep going.
Thank you.
We're watching you, and we are behind you 220%.
Thank you so much.
You know, keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, that brings us to the end of our segment for today. I'm your girl, Mrs. JANHA, for the Mimi JANHA show, and Debbie the drummer. Thank you. Until then, I want to thank you all so much. I will see you all. Keep watching, keep it locked, and follow my girl's fan page, Debbie the drummer.